Hi everyone, welcome to Wine 101 Shades of Rosé. I'm Alyssa, Head of Customer Experience and Wine Education here at Argaux, and let's dive into the different shades of our favorite pink juice and answer some questions on rosé from all of you. All right, my friends, are we ready? Now please don't be alarmed if you hear any airplane sounds at any point throughout this video. Totally normal. Our headquarters is located right next to an airport, just a FYI. So what is rosé anyway? Well, you guys, almost every region is making some style of rosé right now, and we are here for it because rosé is easy, it's for all occasions, it's versatile, it's food friendly. You don't have to think about it. It's a no-brainer, right? And just as the Europeans, we kind of take the mentality that rosé can be for serious drinkers as well. The next question you're probably thinking is, how is rosé even made? What makes it pink? Why are there different shades of it? Well, rosé is made when we are in contact with the skins of red grapes for a short period of time. And there's a few different styles in how we can make it, which we're going to talk about. But the cool thing is that the winemaker has complete control over this process. So, depending on how little or how long our juice is in contact with the skins of our red grapes will ultimately determine the final color of the wine. Another little PSA, you guys, if you hear phone conversations in the background or any of my amazing colleagues here at Argaux come out and about, that is because we are working every single day, working to bring you guys the best possible wines for our consumers that we love so much. Okay, now back to rosé. So rosé can be made in a wide array of styles, from something more pale colored with maybe subtle characteristics to something more deeper colored with more obvious characteristics. And technically, rosé can be made from any red grape varieties. However, there's a few traditional ones or common ones that we often see, things like Pinot Noir, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, Tempranillo, Sangiovese, other Rhone varieties, etc. And these styles are generally the styles that are dry, meaning little to no residual sugar left over. There are sweet styles as well. Think things like Pink Moscato, White Zinfandel, okay, White Merlot. Those are going to be more of your sweeter rosés. I feel like as we talk about this, I should absolutely have some rosé in my hand. So I'm going to open up some as we cover the ways that we can make rosé. Commonly, direct press method, short maceration time or saignée method, and also blending. Now, direct press method makes some of the lightest color rosés. And the reason being is because we are pressing the juice directly from the skins of the grapes. So there's very little maceration time to pull any color. You may often hear this style referred to as vin gris, and commonly used with some of our lighter red grape varieties. Think like Pinot Noir, Gamay, or Cinsault. Now, saignée method, which also means bleeding, refers to leaving the juice in contact with the skins for a short period of time, whether that's a few days to a few hours, depending on how long we leave it in contact, is going to affect the color. This generally happens throughout the fermentation process, and the winemaker can separate the skins from the juice before it gets too deeply colored. So you can literally think bleeding off a certain portion of our red wine, and based on what the winemaker is looking for their final wine, their final product, will determine on how much color they extract, how long or how short that maceration period is. Again, often referred to as saignée method. And speaking of this saignée or short maceration style, this is a really good style of rosé to hold on to, because that little time in contact with the skins of red grapes will actually help these wines age or hold a little bit longer than other styles of rosé. Now, blending, exactly as you would suspect, is adding a small portion of our red wine juice into a larger portion of white wine juice. Okay? As little or as much, as the winemaker would like. However, this style of rosé winemaking isn't allowed in every region, so it's just not as common, but absolutely still an option. All right, at this point, I'm definitely thirsty. So let's get this bottle of rosé open here. And as we already mentioned, you guys, rosé is versatile. It is made in a wide range of styles. So not only is it going to be distinct in its color, but it's going to be distinct in its flavor and structural profiles as well. All right, let's taste this, shall we? And as we taste, you guys, I want to talk about a few common tasting notes that you can look for in rosé, period. So think things like red fruit, melon, citrus, blood orange, sometimes even a little bit of a crunchy green like celery or mint, florals and herbs, and depending on what type of grape we're using, where it comes from, okay, the climate, the region, the soil, you name it, but that's going to factor in greatly into what we're tasting in each of our rosé wines. I really want to thank those of you who took some time to submit questions on our poll, because I want to dive into those answers for you right now. First things first, can you cellar rosé wine? And the answer technically is yes. However, most rosé wines are made for early consumption. There are, of course, a few very rare exceptions, particularly from regions like Vendôme in France. But generally speaking, think of some of our deeply colored rosés, right? Maybe some of our rosé wines that have spent more time on the skins and that maceration period. That factor will help contribute to ageability of rosé wines. Otherwise, my friends, drink now and enjoy. What should you enjoy with your rosé? Well, this question, the world is your oyster. Again, you can think though, the more skin contact that we see, probably the larger our food portfolio. In general, think things like lighter cheeses, fresh fruits, seafood dishes, salads, melon, prosciutto. Recently though, I had this with one of our recipes here at Argaux. It was grilled zucchini rolls with ricotta and fresh herbs. And it was absolutely fantastic. If you are interested in that, you can definitely find it on our blog. When should you be drinking rosé? Well, again, we like to adopt the European mentality here. Anytime, any day, any occasion. But specifically, I'm enjoying this right now during dreamy picnics in the park, sunbathing on the beach, or of course, half Fridays from work. We don't actually get for half Fridays. So that being said, can you drink rosé all year round? Absolutely, hands down. Somebody also asked, do we have a favorite rosé at the moment, or a favorite sparkling rosé at the moment? And I have to tell you, narrowing down a favorite rosé is very difficult because they're all so different. If though you're interested in trying a few different kinds of rosé, a great place to start would be our Shades of Rosé program, where we feature different rosés in different styles from different places around the world. The other fun thing about rosé is you can use this to make cocktails, and we do it often. Think mixing rosé with things like lemonade, fresh fruits, again, fresh herbs, sparkling wine, any sort of sparkling water, and it makes for a delightful, delicious treat. If you do want to learn more about rosé, blind tasting, Wine 101, we've got your back. Head over to our website at argaux.com for more information on our offerings and videos. You can also submit questions there or drop us a hint for a topic that you want to see. You can do so right from our Wine 101 in the upper right-hand corner of the webpage. Cheers. Okay, now back to cocktails, because this subject deserves a little more. And something that I want to touch on that we get asked all the time, can I put ice in my wine? And the answer is absolutely yes, you can do whatever you want. There are no stipulations behind that, and in fact, you can also put ice in your rosé cocktails. Let's get this party started, and I'm just gonna add to the rosé that I already have in here. And what I'm pouring in for our sparkling wine is just a Prosecco. Now Now Prosecco is from Italy, and its light, fruity style of sparkling wine is gonna match perfectly with the rosé that we have in our glass. Only other additions that you guys need to add to this would be a touch of any sort of sparkling water. I have here a little bit of Perrier, but you can use anything that you have lying around in your house. And then I would additionally throw in something like fresh lemon. Although, the cool thing about making these rosé cocktails is you can really use anything that is lying around. So you could also do oranges, blood oranges, grapefruit, and if you want to get really fun and crazy with your cocktail making, I encourage you, add in a touch of fresh herbs, something like mint or rosemary. And last but not least, throw in a few ice cubes because pink wine is a state of mind. Wow, that's